Hey there. So today someone asked how to connect Asana and Microsoft Teams. So whenever you tag Asana with a specific task, that task will pop up in Teams and alert someone. So the use case is people are on Microsoft Teams the whole day, but they may check Asana only a couple of times a day. And if there is an important task, they should jump as soon as possible. So someone who's in Asana may tag someone in Asana. They want to send an automatic notification to Teams directly and immediately. I'm going to explore today how to build this using Zapier, and I don't have a Microsoft Teams account, so I'm going to use Slack, which is pretty similar. The logic will be almost the same. If you need help implementing this, look in the link in the description below for a free discovery call with me, and we'll explore together on Zoom how to implement this at your company. So the first thing, I'm going to create a new Zap in Zapier, and let's explore the triggers we have available from Asana. I'm going to look for the Asana connector, and these are the triggers events. So let's see a task. We have completed task, updated task. Maybe this is the one. Okay, there you go. We have tag added to task, which seems to be the one we're looking for, the ideal for this workflow. Otherwise, we have new comment on task as well. Either one of these is the one that we may choose. So let's go with tag added to task. Let's connect our account. Let's hit continue, select our workspace and the project we want to monitor. So this is a first limitation from Zapier, quote unquote limitation, in the sense that we need to set up a different Zap for each project we want to monitor. So if you have a couple of projects, that big of a deal for you. But if you have thousands of projects in Asana, well, that starts to be a little bit overwhelming to create a different Zap and maintain a different Zap for each of your projects. So this is where we as an automation agency can step in and help you automate this part and make this automation available for all your projects in Asana and not one at a time. So I'm going to go with project plan, and now we can choose which tag to use. I don't have any tags in Asana, so I'm going to go into Asana and create a task. Let's create a new task. Open this and let's see the tags that we have. We have fields, priority, subtasks, add tags. There you go. Let's say this is urgent. Let's be it red and let's assign someone to this one. So this is going to be myself. Let's go back to Zapier and let's see if this refresh results. So to pull the tag. As you see here, we have the tag is called urgent. There is a specific ID for this task. And yeah, this works. So let's hit continue and test trigger. What Zapier is doing here is pulling an existing record from Asana. Let's see if we have the task that we're looking for. Yeah, these are all the fields that come together with this trigger. So we have the assignee, which is another ID. Probably this is me. We have the task title or name should be somewhere in here. There you go. Alert someone on Slack. And yeah, this is everything that we need. So, and the tag is urgent. We already set up that up using the trigger. The tag urgent is only coming with an ID. So we know that this ID corresponds to that tag. This is important if you want to adapt this workflow for different tags. Okay, so let's hit continue with select a record. And now we need to alert someone on Slack. So we can do this either alerting the general channel or sending a private message. Let's do the messaging channel first. So the action event is going to send a message to the channel. There we go. Send channel message. So let's select our account here. Okay, so let's connect our account. Continue. And let's select the channel. I'm going with general. And the message text is we can bring in the Asana name for the task, and we can construct a link to this task so people can jump in directly clicking that link. So I'm going to look for a Slack link, mark down. There you go. I'm going with this. So here goes the URL. I'm going to look for that URL. This is one, the permalink from Asana. And then I'm going to bring in the name of the task. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue and test step to see how this looks like on Slack. If I go back, this is how it looks. So urgent task, it has the link to the task. If I click it, it will bring me into Asana directly. Okay, so we send a message. Now we need to alert this specific user in Slack. So let's see how to construct that part. If you go back to the configuration part, there is no place, so we cannot bring in the assignee here because we don't have that username here. Let's look for that, do some research. My name is not popping up, but we have the user ID for that. So let's see what options we have available, and let's add an in-between step before the Slack message and the trigger. We have the Asana ID of the user, of the assignee. So let's find out if we have a way to get the email of that user at least. Find user. There you go. We have a find user action for Asana. Let's hit continue, and it's asking here the email address or ID. Perfect. So we do have the assignee ID at this point. Let's hit continue and see what we found out. There you go. This brings in the username, the email, and the workspace it belongs. Awesome. So let's see if we have something similar for Slack. Action event, let's look for users, send direct message, no, find user by email or by ID. Now, this find user by ID, keep in mind that each software has different IDs for the same user or the same task or for the same entity in general. So my user in Asana will have a different ID in Asana, compare that to Slack. So on Asana and on Slack, the email address of my user, it will be the same, but the IDs for each software will be different. So I cannot use this find user by ID using the Asana ID. Just a clarification in case you run into issues in the future. But up in this point, I need to find the user by email first. Let's hit continue, and let's use the email found in step 2. There we go, continue, and test step. Now Slack found me. Awesome. And this is the ID. This is the Slack ID for my user. This is useful because when we send the message on Slack, we want to tag the user. So this brings a notification to that user. Let's see how to do that. Slack API, tag user. Okay, here's the markdown. We need to use hey in name of the user, actually the ID of the user. So let's try that out. And I'm going to tag here. So you need to open these brackets and then use the @ symbol and use the ID, the Slack ID, to tag someone on Slack. So check again how we constructed this message. We are doing hey at user ID. There is an urgent task in Asana, and then we are constructing this. We're including the link to the Asana task as well as the name of the task in the message. Let's hit continue and retest this step. Okay, a message was sent. Let's go back. There you go. It tagged me successfully. Awesome. Okay, so we are sending message in a channel, in a public channel. We can send a private message as well. Let's see how that looks like in Zapier. Let's look for the Slack connector again. And this time we can use the send direct message, hit continue. And here we choose the username. So instead of manually choosing a username here, we want this to be dynamic. We need to hit these 3 dots on the right for this field. And instead of being static, let's do custom. So every time someone tags someone else, this will send the message to the correct person. Again, we need the username, which usually is the ID of that user. We can use the output of step 3 again. And for the message, we can use for the channel. So I'm going to copy this, paste it, hit continue, and test step. If I go to Zapier, I will see that someone sent me a message. Let's see that. There you go. Hey, Andres, there is an urgent task in Asana. Perfect. Okay, in this case, I didn't need to tag myself, but an extra point in there. So to make this work, moving forward, we just need to hit publish, and this will start alerting your team on Slack automatically whenever you tag with a specific tag a task in Asana. Let's explore the difference for Microsoft Teams. So I'm going to edit this Zap, and I'm going to add a step here and see what actions we have on Teams. So let's look for Teams connector. And these are the action events we have. So we can send channel message as we do for Slack, send a chat message as well. Now, we don't have the find user action as we do have for Slack, but something tells me that there should be a workaround for Microsoft Teams. So let's Google that a little bit and let's try that. So Microsoft Teams Zapier tag user and see what pops up. And there you go. We have a couple of resources here. And okay, someone is complaining that the tagging is not working for specific messages, but the documentation says that to tag someone, we can use this formatting in a message. So we can use user IDs as well, but we don't have that at this time unless you can extract and export this the user list ID somehow else from Teams. Otherwise, we can tag them using their email address, using this whole string. So and putting the email address in the middle. So by doing so, you can send and tag people on Teams or channels in general. If you want to send a private message to the user instead, well, we can explore that together in the discovery call as well. So look for that discovery call in the link below, and let me know in the comments if this was useful. How would you tweak this automation for your specific use case? Cheers!